Welcome to the VET S.O.S. Veteran Educational Resources Spotlight. Remember, don't drown in the sea of transition. Grab the VET S.O.S. lifeline. VET S.O.S. is brought to you by the Who You Know Network and proud members of the Parade Deck community. As always, I'm here with Dr. Hira. Dr. Hira, how are you doing today?
Doing pretty good. I am excited to learn about the programs being offered here.
Yeah, this is exciting. This is a program that we've heard a little bit about from one of our mutual friends, Kingsley, who works here, and big fan of what he's doing over there. So definitely looking forward to learning more about what they have to offer. So today we're sitting down with Sravan. See, I knew I was going to screw it up, but I got there. Is a visionary entrepreneur and advocate for workforce transformation in the age of AI and automation. As the founder and CEO of Divergence Academy, he has been instrumental in bridging the skill gap in cybersecurity, data science, and intelligence automation, equipping professionals and organizations with cutting-edge expertise. Under his leadership, Divergence Academy has pioneered VA-approved training for military veterans and transitioning service members, while also guiding defense industrial base companies through CMMC compliance and readiness and assessments, adapting to Gen AI-driven education and self-paced e-learning. Fantastic! This is quite timely with the way that the world's going now. So very looking forward to hearing all about this. So how are you doing today, Sravan?
No, thank you, Sean, for having me on this podcast. I was on your watching podcast and Sam Westfall and archery, so I guess I got to learn from you on how that goes. But and appreciate the time. It's a fantastic journey. I'm here to share a lot about the vision of creating alternate education for career transitioners.
Nice.
So what led you to this higher ed Divergence Academy? Like, where did this all come from? What made you want to do this?
Yeah, I'm a tech geek. I was a guy, was a software engineer, working uh, at Microsoft for 14 years from 2001 to 2014. Lost my job, and I used the severance dollars that Microsoft gave me to start the school. So the question always begets, right? They said, like, how did you make it to a leadership role at Microsoft? What did you do? How did you get there? And the answer to most of those questions were big picture thinking, problem solving, critical thinking, logic, and reasoning. And so I said, okay, can you bring that to others? And can you share that how you got there? I said, okay, I'm going to do that. But little did I know that I was going to start a school. All I needed to do was to make a living, and I wanted to go do consulting work. The more I spent time talking to companies, sharing my vision of what I wanted to do, they said, you should start a school. It took me 8 months to start a school in 2015. This year, 2025, on May 17th, we are celebrating 10 years of being in this
Awesome.
business. And education followed consulting. Consulting now follows education. So that's how it all began. It's like to bring what I learned over 25 years of being in the industry to somebody else who is transitioning in careers, whether it's an entry level or a working professional. Did not matter. They needed to get wisdom, I guess, sharing of wisdom.
That's fantastic, and building upon what you knew, right? Being a self-proclaimed tech geek, and taking that, and turning it into a school is just, fantastic. So tell us a little bit about Divergence Academy and what people can expect going through the programs.
So we have four main programs: data science, which we add intelligent automation, governance, risk, compliance, and cloud engineering. Those are main programs. But then there's cybersecurity too. We spend a lot of time. We have over 75% of our 2,000 students who graduated over the last 5 years from 2000, what's that, 2020, post-COVID, all the way to now. About 2,000 students have graduated.
Wow.
80% of them are from transitioning service members from military.
Wow.
And we are proud of saying like we've served everybody, including at least one from space and one from Coast Guard. So majority are Army, then Marine Corps, Air Force. That's how it goes. But at least one Coast Guard and one's from Space Command.
Love that.
So those are main programs. And just recently, we also got approved by VA for offering cert prep courses. So certification prep, or for those that do not have the bandwidth or the time, or because they're doing multiple jobs. You know how things are today. lots of jobs. Our people are working on multiple jobs. They have family,
Mhm.
they have childcare. They got to do all that. So we said, okay, how can we offer what we do immersive boot camp level to those that want a shorter course, something in the evening, get skilled up, and keep adding more if they have the bandwidth. So we just
Wow.
got approved for 10 courses, cert prep courses, and those are starting on April 7th. And there's more, right? The more we do this, we learn that, okay, what else can we do?
Yeah.
So we built a Euler Center. An Euler Center is our innovation think tank, a research think tank. The idea there is to provide making and science workshops. So think about drone forensics. Hey, how do you want to operate a drone, and what makes up a drone? What are the parts in a supply chain that are going to come from wherever, whichever country you procure them from, that make up a drone? And then once you have a drone, how do you break it apart and offer forensic services? So the idea there is to keep building on the idea of forensics. Today is drone, and there's going to be something else in the future. And then we added governance, risk, compliance. You're going to hear the word CMMC, Certified Maturity Model Compliance or certification. It's anybody that wants to work with DoD, they need to have at least a level 2 compliance. All right.
Mm.
So you cannot get a contract with DoD unless you have a CMMC certification. So we said, let's offer GRC workshops, right? Governance and risk and certificate compliance workshops. That became yet another. So we're constantly in the mode of innovating at Euler Center. We're not done yet, right? How do you offer folks the skills required to transition into that GRC world? Well, the world has changed since 2022, October, November, when ChatGPT came around. Well, how do you add? Well, you're bringing somebody new into the world and you're going to tell them, hey, your work is going to be taken over by an AI. Sorry, let's incorporate AI into everything we do. So innovation is constant in this field. And fortunately, being a techie, being a geek, self-proclaimed or otherwise, and I think it's an opportunity for sharing that with anybody entering the workforce.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. I love it here.
Thank you.
I mean, yeah, I mean, the ever changing landscape, right? It is happening, and the way that people can be more prepared, it, it's essential. And what, you're talking about these different programs. What is the typical length of time? You mentioned, you have a lot of flexibility to try and meet
Sure.
people where they are, but if they wanted the standard program, what are they looking at in terms of time?
So standard program is 9 weeks, full time,
Wow.
morning 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Thursday, 36 hours a week, and it goes for 9 weeks. So 324-hour program, which is our foundational program, is cybersecurity. We say start at cybersecurity, learn your security and networking before you do anything else. And cloud engineering is another one. If you're going to do AI, you got to put your data somewhere. Well, that
Hmm.
somewhere the store is cloud. So that's how we go. And then along the way, we build up the skills related to problem solving and critical thinking. It's all part of the curriculum. So any basic one should be with cyber, then into cloud. Then you add the rest, which is risk and compliance. And along the way, you add things like your asking ChatGPT the questions.
Yeah.
ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, doesn't matter. You know how to
Yeah.
ask a question, you get a response. How do you use it?
That's
Wonderful.
the fun part. That's not
Yeah.
what I asked you.
Yeah, hallucinate, right? You can hallucinate. You say, look, I'm going to give you an answer whether you want it or not. Yeah, you got
Yep.
to. Yeah,
So, what do you guys do for the veteran and military connected type students? The people who are going to be utilizing GI Bill or other types of funding. How do you recruit them, bring them in? Do you have some sort of orientation, things like that?
yeah. There's our biggest lead source continues to be va.gov, and we were part of a VET program, and we've been fortunate enough to contribute to a couple of congressional statements on with for VA and the challenges a student walking into any of our programs have. We shared that with the Congress over the last 4 years, and so because of our presence, whether it's through the statements or va.gov or VETTech, we have been fortunate to get a lot of students from that source. And our orientation has simply been through we call Wednesday webinars, and in a podcast like this, reach out to other service members through forums like this, and we've been fortunate. And as we started building out other platforms like Euler Center, which is our innovation and Pearson view testing and all that, we're getting more folks looking at us from that standpoint. Of
Mhm.
course, presence on Google and other forums that we do get resources, other attention. Uh, can we do more? Obviously. No, thank you for having us here on the call. I think this is a great platform too.
Oh, we love you coming on and sharing it and telling people about a school that is doing very specialized
Mhm.
training, which is fantastic, and that the um, CMMC that
Yes.
Yeah.
I recently was working with a company that had finally made that transition to try to do more government stuff, and everybody had to go through and do this. And I just remember sitting there going, "Man, I thought I retired from the military. Why I got to do this training again?"
No, what's fascinating is, they have this thing called Certified CMMC Professional Certification, and it's 40 hours. You think you're ready to go work with the defense industrial base. No, there is a thing called tier 3 determination, which is almost like security clearance, right? So it is now taking 6 months on an average after you get certified to get that tier 3
Wow,
determination. Now, even if you get pass the exam, by the way, you still have to wait 6 months, eh, right? And time clock is ticking, and it's been hard because people are short-handed. There's not enough resources to support these certifications.
that's absolutely crazy.
Yes, sir.
Uh,
It is. Uh,
so,
it gets worse, and it's another conversation altogether.
yeah, you're not gonna. There's no surprise. I just trying to deal with the VA from time to time. I've seen some of the wait times that exist, so it's it's not unheard of. That's for sure. What do you think, Doctor? Here,
I mean, I just love it because, again, I think we have to think broader than just, hey, you're going to go do a full bachelor's or, even a full associate's degree, right? There's so many ways to learn skills, practical skills and knowledge without having the full, find the program that fits for you. And I love this program. I've already got a list of veterans in my head that I'm like, hey, I got to tell them about this because they talk to me about wanting to learn these things, but they're like, man, I don't know if I can commit XYZ amount of time to this. And I don't want to take off gen edits. And it's not that they don't care to learn all that stuff. It's that, again, as you transition out, your timeline may look different. You have other needs that are, you don't have time to just be a 4-year college student, right?
Right.
So I love learning about these programs because I really do think they hit a vital need within the military community. And, again, find the learning pathway that is best for you. And clearly you all are thinking not just, hey, let's train you, but what comes after, right?
Right.
The goal is the employment outcome, getting you connected, getting you skilled and readied and credentialed. So this all is very exciting to me.
The doctor here, you're absolutely right. And I think it's information fatigue. There's too much and a lot of new entrants. Things are changing really fast, and time scarcity. Time
Mhm.
not just scarce because of anything else. You are working 2 jobs, 3 jobs, you have
Mhm.
family to take care of, and you still have to go skill up. So all that, too much info, less time. How
Mhm.
do you make sure that a service member coming in get what they are looking for, skill up? We're not just saying go cert prep, skill up, and
Yeah.
still give them the resources they need to get to a job. Not easy,
Mhm.
not easy, but we gotta do it. And
Heck yeah.
today it's just that today, this day and age, right now, the things that are happening, I think it's we got to be there to support.
I love it. Well, time flies when we're having fun, which we always
Yes.
do. So thank you, Sravan, for joining us today on the VET S.O.S podcast. On behalf of the VET S.O.S family, we'd like to thank everyone for tuning in. You can find the VET S.O.S podcast on all your favorite podcast platforms, YouTube, and social media. Make sure you subscribe and follow VET S.O.S so you don't miss a thing. And remember, don't drown in the sea of transition. Grab the VET S.O.S lifeline.